So many of y'all were in my IG DMs yesterday with the news of the Deadline article release announcing that Peyton Alex Smith and Kelly Jenrette not returning to All American Homecoming Season 3 as series regulars. What's good, y'all? It's your good sis Erica Vane right here on Erica Vane TV with a little bit of Erica Vane TV news from the All-American universe. In this video, I'm going to go through the Deadline article that quite a few of you guys have seen, and if you haven't already, it'll be news to you. I'll link it in the description box down below so that you can go ahead and check it out. I'll explain to you what this news actually means and give you a few of my predictions, but at any given point in time, feel free to jump down in the comment section and let me know what you think about it, what you're hoping for, what you're worried about. Tell me all of that and more. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and you can go ahead and give this video a like because I think that you're going to like it. I'm your good sis you love to talk TV with, and I typically break down all of the hottest, latest television series and give you some film reviews. But right now, we're giving you entertainment television news. Now, the title of the article reads, All-American Homecoming, Peyton Alex Smith and Kelly Jenrette not returning as series regulars for Season 3 amid budget cuts. And basically, the article is announcing that Geffri, who stars as Simone Hicks, Sylvester Powell, who stars as JR, Netta Walker, who stars as Keisha, and Mitchell Edwards, who stars as Cam, will all be returning as series regulars, and we can probably expect to see them in all 13 episodes. If you didn't know, All-American Homecoming was renewed for Season 3 with a shortened season load in 13 episodes, but All-American, the original, is also only getting 13 episodes as there's been a little bit of a shakeup over at the CW since it's 75% of it was acquired by a Texas-based media company called Nexstar. So they're making huge cuts. Only 4 series from the original CW slate made it to next season. They are pulling for a lot of non-scripted things, and what they're doing behind the scenes is really trying to scale down the budgets for their programming in the hopes of making the network a little bit more profitable. Now, you might be wondering what's going to happen to Cory Hardrict, who plays Coach Turner. What's going to happen to Rhoyle Ivy King, who plays Nate. They are both still series regulars as well, but it's listed that they will likely appear in fewer episodes. So they might not be in all 13 episodes. They're probably going to be in anywhere from like 8 to 10, but they're still part of the main cast. Now, what does it mean that Peyton Alex Smith and Kelly Jenrette are not returning as series regulars? That means that they could be returning as reoccurring stars. It means that they could drop all the way down to being co-stars, and in a little bit I'm going to explain to you which each level of those things actually means. But what I want to point out is in this article it says that part of this was like a choice. So Kelly Jenrette with her team made a decision to reoccur rather than opt for a return as a series regular on reduced episode guarantees. So they probably offered her the same deal that they offered like a Cory Hardrict, and while he accepted it, she decided not to. And that might be because of the prospect of other projects. Now, it doesn't actually say that Peyton sat with his team and decided not to return in this way. But part of me feels like maybe he has something else on the horizon. Maybe he has booked something else. So All-American Homecoming has already gotten a very, very late renewal notice. Like they were literally 66 days outside of the final episode premiere from Season 2 before they even got announced to be returning or to be renewed. And typically when you think about these actors and their contracts, you would know before the end of a season if you're actually getting renewed. And that's something that your agents and your managers actually need to know, because they're going out and they're trying to find you additional auditions or additional opportunities to be able to get you to maximize your time. While All-American Homecoming and All-American are tentpole shows for their main stars. So like Geffri and Peyton were the leads of this series, and this is the main thing. Based on the timing of their schedule and when they're actually shooting, their agents and managers could go and negotiate other things. They could go and do a short film. They can go and do a feature film. They can go and do a co-star here. They could go and do something else there. So part of me is thinking that Peyton is not returning because he has something else coming down the pipeline that he doesn't actually want to commit to Homecoming in this way. Now that it is getting a reduced budget, we don't know how that's going to impact the storytelling that the writers are going to be able to do next season. I could see that there's probably going to be a ton of studio restraints. You know, I've spoken about this in my season 2 breakdown videos, where I feel like when we start to see the story take a little bit of a tilt and a turn and become least interesting and gets a little bit too much of a mirror for All American, I really felt like that was the studios doing, and them actually pushing for the writers to incorporate things that they felt like worked really well on All American. And again, y'all, this is literally my speculation and my interpretation. None of this is facts. None of this is confirmed. I have not interviewed with anyone to, you know, back up anything. I'm just telling you guys based off of like what I'm thinking in reference to this. And to see that Kelly sat with her team and made a decision not to return as a series regular versus her being reduced by the studio, I'm thinking that Peyton could have did something similar, just based on what options he currently has on the table, what scripts he's currently reading, what projects he's currently considering. And then honestly, based off of where they're taking Damon's character and how towards the end of season 2, with this diminished role and this focus on Simone Hicks as the end all be all versus all of the layers and nuance that they gave his character in season 1 and the first half of season 2, I could totally see if Peyton was just uninspired by where he felt like his character was potentially going to go, and he wants to go and explore other things. Again, this is just my speculation. We're just sitting here talking about it because we friends and we love to talk TV. Do not quote me on it, but that's what I am thinking. I'm thinking that both Peyton and Kelly have decided to not actually walk in back into the space as they were, and I think that they were only able to do so because they probably were outside of the hold agreement time. So the fact that the CW did not actually renew them immediately or during season 2, that also cost them in reference to being able to lock certain actors down. Like without a renewal notice, without a renewal announcement, you can't actually hold on to talent because that will stop them from going to find their next job. So I think that, you know, the CW and Nexstar taking forever to renew Homecoming also put them in a position for Peyton to not, or to have the option to not return in the same capacity that he was. Now, the big question is, or actually before we talk about the big question, let me go ahead and tell y'all what you need to know in reference to what it means to be a series regular versus reoccurring. So a series regular is a principal actor, part of the main cast, and they're contracted to work on the show for a period of time. Typically throughout the whole season, they're pretty much in every episode of every season. A reoccurring actor appears in multiple episodes over the course of a season or over the course of an entire series. And these actors can be under contract for a specific amount of time, but sometimes it's also negotiated based just on storyline. Below recurring, there are guest stars who are actors who appear in one episode, maybe two. But those actors are also in multiple scenes within the episode, and they play a significant role within the story. Now, those are the 3 most important actors in any set. Everybody's important on set, right? But when it comes to story, the stories are mainly about series regulars, reoccurring, and sometimes a little bit of the guest star, or the guest star impacts the main story. Below guest star is a co-star, and they are characters who have a limited number of lines and are typically only in 1 or 2 scenes in only 1 episode. So I don't think that Peyton or Kelly are going to be here. The article is pointing to both of them coming on as reoccurring stars, at worst maybe guest stars. I don't really know what we're going to do when it comes to Coach Turner's storyline now that it's so closely tied to Auntie Amara's storyline, and she's the dang on president of the university without, I don't know. But that brings me to what we're going to talk about next, of like what happens next. Can they have All American Homecoming without Damon being a main character? And my first thought is no. I ain't even gonna hold y'all. Actually, I'm going to play y'all the audio from a voice note that I sent to my group chat when I found out, because they sent me the article before I got to see that all of y'all sent me the article as well. This was my initial response, child. Y'all, I did not see. I had to scroll up so far. without Peyton. The fuck are y'all talking? Yeah, y'all, that's it. That was my very, very initial response. And I'm kind of still on that wavelength. I'm just like, what are we going to do now? We just going to watch Simone for 42 minutes an episode for 13 episodes? I love Miss Mamas, and she going to give a look, but she is worrisome. But if Peyton is dropping down to just a reoccurring star and he's still going to be in about 8 to 10 episodes, we can get away with that, y'all. We can make that work. We can go ahead and make that shake. I definitely think that they're going to expedite him going to the MLB. He done came, saw, conquered, did what he needed to do. He done found his real daddy. He done got closer to his brother. He done fell in love too many times. And now he's ready to move onward and upward, I suppose. The win, because, you know, a win is a win, and we were talking about this in the group chat as well, is, well, now that he's not a main, maybe Simone can't choose him. Since they want to be trading Peyton off the team, Simone can't pick him, y'all. I don't know. I definitely understand why so many of y'all have great concerns. I just could not stop cackling and laughing because it felt like a joke. And the next morning, in processing it, I'm much more calm and much more like, okay, I'm still going to tune in. I'm still going to watch. I'm very, very curious as to what they're going to cook up in reference to storylines and how they're going to have this play out. Another thing that's mentioned in the article is that Camille Hyde, who portrays Thea, is to be determined for now. So they have not confirmed whether she's a series regular, whether she's recurring, whether she's going to guest star, or whether she's not going to return at all. And that part scares me, because for me, Damon and Thea were some of the most important things about All American Homecoming that really helped set it up for success and set it apart from All American. And they gave some of the most meaty storylines when it came to season 1 and in the first half of season 2. So Camille Hyde not returning and Peyton taking a step back, I think could be something that is detrimental to the storytelling for this series. But again, we're going to keep our ears to the street and hope that Camille will return in some capacity so that we have some semblance of the show that we fell in love with so very quickly. Now, if you have any other questions about All American Homecoming, about the news, let me know in the comment section down below, or shoot your good sis over a DM. You should be following me on any social media platforms, and y'all know we got a plethora as of now. Yes, I'm on Threads because I don't know what the hell Twitter got going on. At ericavane.com, all spelled out. It's linked in the description box down below to make it easy for you to access, as well as, again, the article is there for you guys to read. I cannot wait to talk about this with y'all in the comment section, so let's go ahead and head there now and talk it up.